Back to our coronavirus coverage as the country and President Biden wait for some movement here, or how they're going to position themselves in the response. We go to Britt Conway now with more.
This is not a virus to fool around with. This is like no other respiratory virus.
And this variant is like no other.
Omicron will ultimately find just about everybody.
Most people are going to get COVID.
We've seen a nationwide average of more than 754,000 new cases of COVID-19 a day over the past week. Nearly 146,000 people were hospitalized with the virus as of Tuesday. And more than 1,600 people on average have died from it each day in the past week. Many hospitals are juggling staffing issues. States are doing everything from postponing elective surgeries to calling in the National Guard and declaring public health emergencies. And now more children are being hospitalized with COVID-19 than ever before. But the CDC says only about 1 in 6 kids aged 5 to 11 is fully vaccinated. As schools continue to assess and debate in-person learning, it's back to the classroom in several of the nation's largest school districts. Others have had to go remote amid massive teacher absences. All of this means all eyes are on the White House to turn the tide. Listen to what happened during a hearing on the federal response to Omicron.
Do you think anybody has had more influence over our response to this?
You personally attacked me.
I assume that that's
Senator,
not the case.
What are you talking about? You are totally incorrect. What a moron.
What happens next will mark a pivotal moment for the Biden administration. I'm Britt Conway reporting.
Governor Newsom will visit a COVID testing site in Los Angeles County today. The governor will highlight his COVID emergency response package in the state budget. $2.7 billion has been allotted for the pandemic alone. It's focused on ramping up vaccines, boosters, statewide testing, and increasing medical personnel.
Elk Grove School District streamlining its contact tracing. Here's a new policy. If somebody tests positive for COVID, the district will email the entire classroom, notify families of the possible exposure instead of making individual phone calls. The district says this frees up school staff to focus on contact tracing in areas where students may have been exposed indoors and at times were unmasked. An example could be during lunch. Well, with the changes, students who are exposed can stay in the classroom if they're not sick. Students who aren't fully vaccinated need a COVID test 5 days after exposure. The district is asking families to keep their children home if they do have symptoms.
Some folks will be able to get free at-home COVID tests in Yolo County today. Those kits are for people who've tested positive for the virus and for those who need to get a test so they can get out of isolation. In order to get the free test today, you do have to show proof of a positive test within the last 7 days. You can pick up the test kit in Davis at 1632 Da Vinci Court between 9 in the morning and 1 o'clock p.m.
And in Colusa County offering free COVID test kits during a drive-through on Friday. Kits are limited to 1 per Colusa County adult resident. 280 kits will be given out in total. You can pick them up at the Colusa County Public Health between 9 in the morning to noon or while supplies last.
There is a big demand, as you know, not only for at-home rapid antigen tests, but also for PCR tests. Those are the ones that are processed at a lab and are considered accurate and more accurate, rather. We got an inside look at a Berkeley lab that analyzes PCR tests. They can detect even small amounts of COVID by amplifying the samples by as many as 35 times, as well as looking for genetic markers.
We can process over 4,000 samples a day, and these machines that do all the work, they're called liquid handlers. They basically process these hundreds of samples that are on these plates.
The typical turnaround time to get the results of a PCR test is 1 to 2 days.
A woman in Riverside is suing for wrongful death after she claims her husband died after getting COVID on the job. Michael Haywood worked for the Riverside County's flood control district. He was diabetic and a 2-time cancer survivor. Haywood's wife claims his bosses knew he was at high risk, but denied his repeated requests to work from home. She also claims they failed to require his coworkers to wear masks.
When Mike died, I didn't just lose my life partner, my best friend. I lost my playmate, my protector, my travel companion, my lover, my mechanic, and my handyman, and so much more.
Lawyers say Haywood was exposed to COVID at work in December 2020. He died last February.
The city of New Orleans is reinstating its indoor mask mandate, and it starts today. The health director says growing COVID cases have put a strain on hospital emergency rooms there, which also routinely see an influx of patients during the city's season of parades and street parties. Mardi Gras, or what's called Fat Tuesday, falls on March 1st this year. Major parades will roll in the last 2 weeks of February. The Canadian province of Quebec plans to impose a tax on the unvaccinated. This will apply to citizens who refuse to be vaccinated for non-medical reasons. Quebec's premier says the unvaccinated are putting a burden on the healthcare system. It's not clear when the payments would start or just how much they would cost. About 10% of eligible people in Quebec are unvaccinated, but they represent about 50% of intensive care patients.